Hi there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here to show you a sneak peek at online exclusives that'll be available July 1st, which is Wednesday. Is that hard to believe? It's kind of hard for me to believe. But I have to warn you, I'm not very organized today. I've been cleaning out my stamp room and trying to reorganize and clean out the clutter. Does your stamp room get like that? I mean, I threw away 2 bags of trash. I'm not talking like cups and hamburger wrappers and stuff like that. There was stuff like, trying to think, what was it? Cardboard, chipboard, how many of those backings to designer series paper, this kind of stuff. Like this, that I had just, stored away and kept. There was an old blanket in there that somehow ended up, well, I know how it ended up in my stamp room. But anyway, so that's what I did all day, and then I didn't get ready for my video. But I think I'm going to be fine. I'm going to show you the swap. My team and I, and a couple close friends, swap every month. So I'm going to share my swap, which looks like this. This is what we're going to make today. And then I got online exclusive products, so I'm going to show you a couple cards from my 2 favorite, well, they're not my favorite. This online exclusive, really, like, I could not stop myself and bought a bunch of bundles. Maybe because it's Christmas, Halloween, and fall. Maybe that's why I fell in love with all of them, but I got a bunch. So if you get a chance, go on to Stampinup.com, or you can go to my online store, KathyHouseStampinUp.com. Anyway you get there, be sure and check out July's online exclusive on July 1st, because you won't be sorry. I think I'm going to just show you some of which ones what I have prepared to show you tonight. Let's start with this bundle. I thought this bundle was so cute, and it's called Fun for All. This cute little scarecrow, and it has the little dies. Now the scarecrow and the crows are the stamped here. I guess it has the hay, a flower, a flag, and some leaves too, right? And really cute sayings in the stamp set. But the dies have the corn with all these little ears of corn. I love a good fence. I don't know why, but the fence and the dies, it's just adorable. So let me show you 2 cards that I made with this one. And I think this one's my favorite because it's a little girl, and I love how I used the white gel pen just to put little polka dots on her pink overalls, whichever they're called. But look how cute that is. Is that not adorable? And if you watch my videos, do you recognize that layout? That is one of my new favorite layouts. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to mess up her name. Rachel Trott, for sharing, because I love this layout. And look how cute she looks. And then there's the little boy version. So, I'm going to sneeze. I am. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. I will in a minute now. Watch. Anyway, those are part, like, love this stamp set and dies. I think they're adorable. Okay, so that was one of the ones that I've been playing with. And then another one, and this one I'm really excited about because this is Stampin' Up's next craft class. I think they're called craft classes, and I love Stampin' Up's craft classes, so I always take them, and now I have the bundle. It's part of the Pretty Poinsettias. Now this is a impressions, I think they call it impressions plate. I call it a mat because it's flimsy. But anyway, you can put this through the die cut machine with the impressions mat, and you get beautiful pieces. Let me show you my pieces and parts like this. So the poinsettia leaves, because do you know poinsettias don't have flowers? I went and checked out my poinsettia, and it's just the leaves that turn red. But anyway, I know, and my poinsettia is like 4 years old, and he's big and happy and has some red leaves on there, but there's actually no flowers on a poinsettia, just in case you were wondering. But anyway, these are what the die cuts look like when you run them through with the impressions pad, which I absolutely love. But then again, I'm kind of a Stampin' Up junkie, so I probably love a lot. Love the words on this one, and then the extra little pieces and parts, like the centers of the flowers and the leaves, and stuff like that you can stamp, and then you can cut them out. So that's what that dice looks like. Are you ready to see some cards? I'm ready to show you. I'm pretty proud of these. I'm going to start with my very first one. That's this one. And I just cased, so when you go July 1st and you look online, they kind of show you a couple samples they did, but look how pretty this card is. And I use that, oh, you probably can't see, there you can see it there, the resistible paper in the background, and I think that's going to be really pretty for Christmas to put as a layer on your card. Look at that stamp. Beautiful. Okay, so that was my first one, and I kind of played around, talked to some friends, Stampin' friends of mine that we, you know, bounce stuff off of each other, and decided that sometimes, this was my second one, which isn't my favorite. I tried the different center on the poinsettia to see what it would look like. After I did this one, that's when I went and looked at my poinsettia to see what a flower on a plant looked like, and there's no flower. So they don't have a center, but it didn't matter, pretty poinsettia anyway. And I just used that stamp set to get some of the background there, but there you go. Not my favorite card, although it's still okay. Okay, let's keep going. Then I tried something like this, just using the stamp set. This is very basic, simple card, not very many layers. It turned out okay. Now we're going to get into the pretty ones though. So then, I guess this one, I went and cased, oh, and I'm not going to remember her name. I'm so sorry. I usually try to give credit when I see a card from somebody else, but it's this fancy fold that you open it like this. Uses some that Christmas Designer Series paper that you'll see in the online exclusives. Love this stamp set, part of the stamp, and this little flower stamp, and I just dotted the little centers with the red marker. But anyway, that's what that one looked like. And then I made this one, which I think is really pretty. That's that carryover die set, which of course I don't know the name of, but if you need to know, you let me know, and I will let you know. But look how pretty the golden white is. Now this embossing folder here, that's another online exclusive, and when you're looking for it, it's part of the Halloween suite. But look how pretty it is on the Christmas card. I thought this one turned out pretty. And then a good friend of mine, Glinda, showed me one of her cards, and it didn't look like this, but I cased hers and made a pink poinsettia, and look how pretty that is. This is that shimmer paper, and of course I don't know the name of that, but if you need to know, you let me know and I'll go find it. I think it was with an Easter suite, but it comes in lemon lolly, what's the bubble bath, and pool party, and that's those colors there. Look how pretty that is. Oh, didn't do nothing on the inside. Come on, Kathy. I need to fix that one, or finish that one, I should say. But anyway, there's my pretty poinsettias, and don't forget that if you like doing projects and learning new techniques, be sure to check out Stampin' Up's craft class. I'll have to look and see what they're called. I bet you I have one. Oh well, doesn't matter. Love their craft classes. I think that's what they're called. Okay, so here's one more. This is called the birthday song, and this one is special. This stamp set, it's only a stamp set, there's no dies, is because when there's a birthday at Stampin' Up's office, they go in and sing this song. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. They clap 7 times and yell hey or something. And this stamp set is all about that. Plus, you know me and a birthday stamp set. I am a sucker. I can't take, I buy them. I love this one. But that's what we're going to use to make my swap. Long story short. Okay, and like I said, I'm not prepared. I didn't cut any paper, so I think that's what we're going to do first. We're going to use this beautiful Ordinary Life Designer Series paper. This piece right here, I know that I need a piece of this that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I want to make sure that it has some of this pretty peacock in there, because our card base is pretty peacock. I think this is the trimmer with a new blade. Oh yeah, I cut really nice. What would I say? 4 by 5 1/4. This is just going to be a layer on our card base. Okay, we got that cut. Set that aside. Don't get that mixed up and put it back in the pack. All right, we have that cut. I did find, which was really nice, I'm going to set my pieces here so I know what I've cut. Pretty peacock card base in my junk drawer. I shouldn't say junk drawer, I should say scrap drawer, which to me a card base isn't a scrap, but I keep them there too. Okay, and I did have a piece of basic white that was 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside, because when I get low, I just cut a bunch of those because you need them all the time, so I always have that size on hand. Now let's go to this size because I have to measure it. And as if you don't have to sit here and listen to my measurements, because after my video, I'll post, here I am on Facebook Live, then I'll go post on YouTube, and then I'll go put it in my gallery, BeCreativeWithKathy.com, and all the measurements will be there. Now I'll stop talking and pay attention. Okay, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And this is already 5 1/4. Yes, oop, no it's not. I'm gonna go 2 3/4 this way. And this was just a scrap out of my scrap drawer. And then 5 1/4. Okay, so now we have that piece. And then the only other piece we need is a piece of basic white. And if this is 2 by 3/4, this needs to be 2 1/2, which it almost is, by 5 1/4, because I want those two the same size. So 5 1/4, I hope that's right. Yeah, we'll see if it's not. By 2 1/2, because this was 2 3/4. Okay, so now I have all of my pieces of cardstock ready. Let's put this away. And this hopefully won't take long. The worst part of this is you're going to have to watch me color. And I hate doing that to you, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We're going to use, first we're going to stamp on here, this great big double walrus. Although I kind of looked it up, and really this is a harbor seal, and this is a walrus. And ask me why I needed to know that. I don't know. I can't answer that, but I had to know. Probably because I'm like a realist, and like you couldn't have a purple seal because seals aren't purple. Although how fun would that be to have a purple seal? Anyway, stamp positioner. I just stuck my cardstock on there where I think it's going to work. If it doesn't, I'll move it. Reach in here. I don't have my stamps mounted. I don't have anything. Usually I have all this done before. So, might be a long video. I might drive you crazy. I'm pretty good at that. Or maybe we'll just have some fun. Okay, so I want my seals. Should I put this up here so you can see what I'm doing? I want my seals pretty close. No, really it's a walrus, because this is a walrus, that's a seal. But I want them pretty close to the edge. And we're going to leave a little bit of room up here at the top so I can add that little party hat. So I think party hat's pretty small, so we won't have to worry too much about, let's say there. Okay, so let's go pick up our stamp. Put the top. Of course, it's probably going to move my paper, so I should have paid attention. 2 inches, that's where I had it set up at. And it didn't move it much, but I'm going to come back and put it back at the 2 inches, because as much as we love photopolymer, they are sticky sometimes. And you know, this goes this way. Doesn't matter. Now I can't pick it up. Okay, let's bring in our stamp. I'm just going to ink it up in my homemade Memento black ink pad, and tap tap tap, because this is a foam pad that I've made myself. I guess I didn't make it, it's not like I just inked it myself. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. If not, we can do it again. Okay, I'm going to kind of look through it and see. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to set it down here, and I'm going to look through my positioner or my plate to make sure it's where I want it on my paper, and my magnet's in the way. Let's move that. That didn't work. Let's look again. Yep, looks pretty good. This is one of the things I love about this stamp positioner, is you can see where your stamp's going to go before you press it down. Nice. You gotta love that. Okay, let's see how I did. Oh, I'd say it looks pretty good. Just like that. We don't have to even stamp it again or nothing. Okay, let's go ahead and add that itty bitty little hat. Did you even see it in the stamp set? Look how little it is. It's right here. Yep, that's a birthday hat or a party hat. Both. Okay, let's just take him real quick and find an itty bitty little block. And I'm going to just leave my paper on here. This is a great tool to use as a stamp background or a plate, or I don't know. If I'm going to leave my paper right there, it's stuck down, it won't move. And I'm going to just try. I might get my head in the camera because I got to line up the bottom of this stamp with the top of his head. So I'm going to pull it down here where I can see it. Line them up. Oh, pretty good. Look at his little party hat on there. He's a party animal. Okay, while we have this on here too, I'm going to add my sentiment and this little hay bubble here. It's not a hay bubble, it's a word bubble with the word hay, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just get all 3 of those out because we're going to stamp them all in black, and might as well do it now. Oh, well, I can't seem to get a block if they're not cooperating. They're stuck in my drawer here. There we go. I got them now. And then this one will be work for this one. So we have this one, and then we have that little hay, and then we have that little word bubble. Nice. Okay, so let's do the words up here first since my magnet's in the way holding my paper down for me. I'm going to tap it on my ink pad here. Look through it, make sure it looks pretty inked. It does. So then I'm going to take it right here, try to get it straight, and just stamp it down. I'm letting that ink sink in for just a minute so I get a nice dark image. Not a lot of pressure because this is a very thin line stamp, but it worked. Look how cute it looks. Okay, now we have to put my other stamps. When I use them, I'm going to put them on this side. Clean ones will be over, ones I haven't used will be over here. We need a little hay right here, just part of the song. Yes. And now let's make sure I don't stamp my hay upside down. That would be embarrassing. Then we have to start over. And then, hey, look how cute. I did good. Okay, that's all. Oh no, you know what we're going to do? We're done with this one. So I accept those little musical notes, but that's okay. I'm going to put all of this away and bring in that inside piece since I have my black. And I just put this little happy birthday right here and the clap, clap, clap on the inside. So grab my little happy birthday. And the block. In the black. Check and make sure it's inked. Make sure it's straight. Make sure it's the right orientation because my card goes this way. Stamp that little happy birthday there. Nice. Now let's get some smoky slate ink and stamp those little musical notes and the words clap, 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 which is 7. I'm not going to say clap 7 times, but it's a bunch of claps. Okay. Got that on my block. Get another block for my little notes. Oh, and this clap. And I kind of liked it. I'm checking to make sure my words are the right way, not upside down. I like it because they have a little bit of room right here that day can fit in there. And then it has my clap kind of coming out of the happy birthday. I don't know, that's what I liked. And then here, I'm going to take that and just add some light, make sure they're not upside down. Some musical notes, let's say right here. And then that way, it's kind of like on my card is singing. Look how cute. Singing the words on my card. I don't know if that even makes sense. Okay, time to color. And I will try to make this as quick and painless as possible. Of course, if you're on YouTube, you can fast forward. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm going to get my little markers here. I have a bunch of them here. And make sure I'm going to kind of put them in the pile of the color they are. Smoky slate, crumb cake, and I have a bunch of them, and my markers are used and abused and loved, so I have them all just in case I don't like how one of them looks like, then I'll get the other one, because I use them at classes. I use them, well, in my personal stamping, and so like I said, some of mine are loved and used up. Other ones have lots of life because they're newer. Okay, I kept talking and I didn't tell you. Let me tell you what colors I have here. So I have, of course I said crumb cake. Let me set those over here so don't get confused. Smoky slate is up here. This is gray granite, timid tiger, darling duckling, and flirty flamingo. Okay, so I'm going to start with the crumb cake. I'm going to leave my gray granite up here so I know it's not, because look at the difference. You can hardly see the difference, but boy, when you color, you can totally see a difference. And that's what we need because we have two brownish gray kind of animals. But anyway, I'm going to start first of all. And you know what I like to do? And I don't have one here. I'm going to find just a little scrap. A little scrap, there we go, of basic white. And I'm going to have this just at the ready. Okay, so here's my dark, make sure, dark crumb cake. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna just color the ground because it's sand, I guess. And I wanted that a little bit brownish compared to grayish brown, because I think sand is brown, although I'm sure there's all kinds of different colors. But anyway, I'm just taking my bullet tip with the dark and just spotting on all those little spots and coloring in the other little places. So that's going to give me some shading, very simple, on my card. Okay, then I'm going to take the light. I think that one is one that he's loved. This one feels a little better. Okay, so this one, now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to just color, kind of making so my walrus is on the sand, and just kind of go around him and get the sand so it's not perfect like round, but we need to get it so it has a little bit of shape to it. I'm going to make sure I don't cut my little, is this a puffin? I don't think it's a, well, it's not a penguin. That was my first thought. I think it's a puffin. Anyway, my little bird, his feet. I make sure real careful here that I don't color his feet. Although, I think when I color him with the Timid Tiger, it would cover up this brown, but I'm not going to take the chance. So I like to color in little circles with that bullet tip. When I come to an edge, I kind of outline it like this, and then fill in. And now sometimes that makes it look a little splotchy. Splotchy, is that a word? It is to me. But I kind of like that because then it just gives it more shading, because of course the ground is not perfectly colored. And I like to turn my paper when I come to a little spot, so I know, ooh, I almost colored up here. I don't want to color up here. I just want to go kind of around here so it looks like he's on the ground. And just like that, although it probably felt like days, it took me a while, but not really. I have my ground all colored. Ta-da! Okay, let's color Mr. Walrus now. And I believe Mr. Walrus is going to be gray granite. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take, oh, not that tip. I like the bullet tip. So I'm going to take and just highlight the little marks that the stamp left on there. Stampin' Up! Does all the work for us. I am going to color his nose in with the dark, right? And then he has some wrinkles here. I'm going to kind of just go there. I'm going to kind of do some shading there, and then follow these lines, like I said, that the stamp left. And that is going to help me give some shadow. Now on his feet here, there's a couple more lines and a little line there. And then I'm going to come in with that light bullet tip, and I'm going to just color it in. I'm going to be very careful that I don't get his tusks, because I want his tusks white. Hi, Rodney. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Oop, here again, I'm going to make sure I don't get my little puffin. Is that called a puffin, Rod? I'll make sure I don't get his feet. I want his feet orange. So I'm watching out for the puffin's feet, and I'm watching out for my tusks. Turn in my paper so I can get that edge. And then I'm going to turn my paper here so I can just like outline that tusk so I don't get it colored. What? That's not supposed to be on there. Okay, I had some little eraser spot or something. I don't know what that was, but it went away, so that's good. Making sure I don't get this puffin either, because I want him white. So I'm going to outline him like this, and then just fill in. So now, if you're on YouTube, you could be fast forwarding this stuff, so you don't have to watch me color. I am not very artistic. The Stampin' Blends help, but I don't have much more. I mean, I use the Stampin' Blends probably the most simplest way, that I don't have much to share how you can use the Stampin' Blends fancy. Although there's people out there, and when they use the Stampin' Blend markers, they can do miraculous things with them. Not me. But I also think I don't need to, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to find the need so I'll learn, but oh well. Kathy will be Kathy. Okay, here we're going to shade in or color in. And when I'm done, I'll show you how just following those little lines from the stamp with the dark gives you a pretty nice little shading. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like now. Okay. Well, we're going to call them puffins, okay? Because that's what I think they are. And I don't even know why I think I know that. Who knows? I probably watched some National Geographic documentary a while ago. Okay, now he's colored to my, he's colored, period. I think he looks fine. Okay, we're going to get rid of, did I put that in the pile? I did. We're going to get rid of gray granite, and now I'm going to bring in the smoky slate. And we'll start with the dark, just like I did before. I'm going to color in his little nose here. And then I'm going to just dot on all these little dots he has. That's going to just kind of give it a little shadow. And then a couple right here. In fact, I'm going to color that whole thing because I think that might be shadowed. He's got a little bit on his toes here, a little bit on his rump, and then a couple on his flippers. I don't know, does a seal have a rump? I never thought about it, but that's what I called it, so that's what it is. Okay, then with the light, I'm going to just come in and color that again. Watching I don't get the little puffin, because that's what I decide his name is now, Mr. Puffin. I'm going to make sure I don't get his feet again, because I'm going to try to color those orange. And I know they're really small, so I'll show you what I do to try to get those little small feet. Now, do I do perfect? No. But I get the job done, and it looks okay when I'm done, and I think that's what matters. If it's a card that I'm proud of, or at least I'm okay with, then I think it's sendable. And boy, Lord knows people that get your cards sure aren't looking to see if your card is perfect. They're probably just overjoyed that you thought about them. Okay, I'm getting his little tail here, and I don't know why I moved all the way over to here, but that's where I wanted to go. Get an outline here and fill that in. Little circles to get the outlines here. There we go. Now let's outline this part. And now we just fill that in with little circles. Now when you do it this way, you might have to go back and color, because this part looks kind of light, but when you have the shadowing on the outside, it kind of gives them that well, it just works. I don't know what the words are. I am not artistic. If my daughter was here, who's very artistic, she could explain all those shading and details on stuff. Wait, I missed his elbow. Although there we go again. Does a seal have an elbow? Boy, asking all kinds of weird questions. Okay, I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo here, and this is just light, making sure it's happy, because Flirty Flamingo, I like color with that color. A little bit on his party hat. And the reason I did it in Flirty Flamingo is because there's some in the designer series paper, and we cut the Flirty Flamingo paper for a layer. Got to get it in there somehow. This is Light Timid Tiger, and I'm going to actually use the paintbrush tip. See how fine that point is? Very gently. I'm going to just fill in these little tiny spots here, and I'm going to make little tiny strokes, try to stay in the lines. I did pretty good there, but this is when I use the brush tip, and only because then that way it keeps your tip nice, and it's very, very light pressure on there. Just saying. Okay, now we have the, oh, I forgot his feet. I just told you I'm going to color his feet, and then, oops, I want the brush tip. Then I forgot to color his feet. Little tiny, I'm going to just kind of make little spots on his feet, and then the Stampin' Blends kind of bleed, and so it works. Little tiny dots on his feet. Not a lot of pressure because we don't want it to bleed too much, but that's how you do those. And look, I did pretty good. Looky there. His feet are all orange. Thank you. Okay, next one. Then I'm going to bring in that Darling Duckling, and I'm going to use the light. Same thing, Got my brush tip here. Oh, that brush tip doesn't look as well as the other, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to just color their beaks. And really, just the outside of the beaks, because the inside of the beaks is what I colored with that Timid Tiger. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Phew, coloring's all done. That hadn't been as painful as it looks. Oh, thank you, Rod. Looky there. You'd think I was an artist, huh? I am not. Trust me. I'm crafty, but I am not artsy-fartsy. Oh, that's not a nice word. Okay, let's see. Yep, that's going to fit like that. So let's just slap that onto our layer. I think that's what I like about the Stampin' Blends, is it just makes it easy to get that shadowing and makes it look two-toned. I don't even know how to explain it, but it makes me feel artsy and not crafty. Okay, look, those line up good. Otherwise, I would turn it over and trim them down, but I did pretty good when I was cutting paper. So now all we gotta do is slap all these pieces together, and bada bing, bada boom, we're done. And I did tell you, right, that this was part of my June swap, because we're coming into January. And so after, I'll grab my other swaps are right there that people have sent me so far, and I will show you what my swaps look like that they sent to me, because that's always fun, looking at cards, getting new ideas. But I think I've only received maybe 4 or 5. Let's see. Okay, I think I like the lighter part at the top, so I'm going to put this dark at the corner or the bottom. Oh, and you know what I should have done? I should have checked to make sure that I cut this the right size so that my sides line up. And I forgot. So guess what? It's going to have to work. It'll be close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think when people get my cards, they check my measurements. Let me ask my brother. Hey, Rod, when you get my cards in the mail, do you look at them to make sure the sides line up and the measurements are right and all that stuff? Or you just look at the pretty card and think of me? Let's see what he says. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that on camera, huh? He might tell you the truth. Did I get that on there straight? Oh, Glenda, you were not supposed to be here. Okay, hi Glenda, that's what I meant to say. Now we're just gonna slap our inside in there, like this. Oh, and you know what I forgot to get out? I forgot to get out the embellishments. Maybe because I saw Glenda, that made me think if I have to put embellishments on here. I love giving her a hard time about that, but I'm just really good at that. I only give my good friends hard times. Oh, Mary, I didn't even know you were here, so you do get out the ruler and make sure that everything is perfect? Thank you. There's no pressure there, Mary. Oh my gosh, you are too funny. Okay, let's find my embellishments, because I have a boatload of embellishments over here. I like to keep them all right here at hand, and I want to use those in color gems, I think they're called. Oh, I think it's those right here. These right here. And for some reason, although they're not there, maybe they're here. Yes, they are. I like this cloud cover. Yeah, see, Mary? Glenda, I see you. You need to be more like Rodney, Larry. Or Rodney, Mary. He just looks at the cards. Okay, let's slap some of these cloud cover. That's what color these are. I don't know why, but I thought these looked really good on there. And I think we're going to, just like our last card, I'm going to put one right there. I'm going to put one right here. And then we're going to stick a little one right here. And then look what I better put on my order, because they're almost gone. So July 1st, you know I'm going to be ordering, because let me tell you a secret. I saw the product of the month for July, and it is a beautiful stamp set. You don't want to miss that one. So I meant to take print out a picture of it and show it to you, but I guess it's going to be a surprise, because I totally didn't get that done either. Oh well. All right, there you go. There's my swap. Oh, I was going to show you their swap. See how easily I forget stuff? Let me wheel over here and grab them. And one of them I just got today. I'm going to show you Mary's first, because she's here. And you can tell her, hey Mary, that's beautiful. Okay, this was mine, like I said. In fact, I have one of mine in here, so I could share it when they came in. This is Mary's, right, Mary? This one's yours? Beautiful card. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. So it's using that, and someone might help me. Thank you, Rod. And thank you, Glinda. You guys are so sweet. Nature Symphony. I always say sympathy, but it's symphony. And look how cute. I love this piece here that she used as a background to her saying. I think that's the coolest stamp. Oh, and happy birthday. Right? Beautiful card. Even this, do you remember what this, can you tell me what this folder is called, Mary? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. And the Designer Series paper. She even cut the leaves from the Designer Series paper. I wish you were here, Mary, and you can just explain and tell me everything you did to your card so I don't jack it up. But I think I did pretty good. You'll have to let me know. Okay, then this one, let me make sure I got this right. Yep, this is Phoebe's. Look how pretty this is. And I don't remember what bundle this is, or at least what Designer Series this is called, but I think that's a cute fun fold card. Very simple. A little balloon. Did you see that that was a balloon? Yeah, look how cute. Simple stamping. So I know the stamp set is called, oh man, I don't remember the name of the stamp set. It's on the tip of my tongue though. Maybe you guys will know. Okay, let's look at Amy's. Amy is a good friend of mine that swaps. Phoebe and Mary are part of my team, which is fun, right, Mary? Okay, look at this one. This is that little Safari Friends. Nope, that's not right. Oh well, the little monkeys. I know it's Safari something. And she colored all of those, and look how cute with that little monkey hanging down. And then on the inside, it's your day go wild. Pretty. And look, she stuck this Ferns and Flora Designer Series paper down there. So thanks, Amy, if you happen to watch this. Balcony Festoon. Is that the whole suite name? Anyway, look it. That's what this is. That's where you get this die and stamp set. Okay, that's a bundle. Okay, let's go to the next one. I have one more. So Paulette's came today. Look how cute this is using that Pooh Bear bundle. And it's a fancy fold. It flips this way. And then it flips this way. Oh, happy day. And I believe Silly Safari. Thank you. Boy, you are on it. Balloon Festoon. That's what it is. Thank you, Glinda. I believe this is a white from the Ephemeral pack that she colored green. Although, look, she colored all of her, oh, where's the other one? Sentiments. I guess there's just the two. Using that Pooh Bear paper. And bundle. So cute. Oops, it goes this way. So thank you, Paulette. Cute card. And then one more thing that I realized I was going to share with you that I didn't, because when I was playing with the birthday song stamp set, I made this card. Now don't look at my coloring. My coloring on this one, I can't decide if I like it. Although, yeah, I think I like it now. This guy was too light in the beginning and I kind of darkened him up, but look how fun that card is. Just got a few layers on there. Got happy birthday. This time I stuck the little happy birthday hat on the happy birthday and put that to you. So I thought that was kind of cute too. Just playing, trying to get some stamping done, feeling out the new online exclusives. I have to tell you a secret. I have a bunch more over there, and through this, I guess soon, starting in July, I'll start sharing a different online exclusive with you, and then probably show you sneak peeks like I did with this one for some of the other ones, because I don't think I can get videos done for all of them. But that's what I have for you today. Thank you guys for all being here. It was really fun. That's funny, Mary. Me and my ruler. I'm going to start getting my ruler out before I send out any cards your way so I know that they're perfect. All right. That's what I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next Monday. Take care, everybody.